Welcome everybody to a review of the Titan tubes by Both Lighting USA, a beautiful 360-degree light tube. Let's jump into it. In our experience, we've had this thing for about 6 months now before we really wanted to give a review on it. It's been great. Battery life is amazing. Really helps to light up the DJ's face, as you see in some of these pictures from our school dances. It just adds an extra layer of ambiance in the DJ booth, which is really what we like. There are so many technical features that come to this light, and we are not here today to jump into every single menu setting and little parameter that you can change about this light. Instead, what we're gonna do in this video is show you our favorite features, what we use the most, and how you might use this in your application. This light is only 28 watts, which sounds very low, but it really packs a punch, especially if you pair it in one of the packs of 2, 4, or 8. So this also contains a 96 milliwatt hour battery, which is very strong. One of my favorite settings about this light is that it can do different modes based off of the amount of time that you want to use it. You could do 1 hour mode, which is super bright, 2, 4, 6, 8, and the list continues all the way up. Typically for us, most of our events are 6 hours, so we could throw it in that 6-hour mode and it's gonna rock the entire party. So one of my favorite parts of this light is the wireless DMX inside of it. Both Lighting USA does sell a little dongle that you can plug in to talk with it wirelessly DMX'd, because there's no ports on it to plug in any DMX cables. But we've also found that any Chinese dongle, chin, whatever the heck they're called on Amazon, they all work together. So you can have these, you can have the Rockville uplights, pretty much anything with those little LED diodes, they all talk together and they just know how to connect. So this is the tripod mount, which is what you're going to use to set this light on the ground. They also have some stands that you can put them at different heights. We don't use that because we usually have a platform that has multiple heights already, so it's pretty easy. But if you did want to put it on the ground, what you do is you'd attach it to this little base port, screws in at the bottom. But I really wanted to talk to you about this tripod because this is the worst part of this machine. This little Allen key right here is what screws it in and what makes these legs fall off. So I don't know if the team did this already, but what I would do if you got this is I would super glue this together down here, this bottom piece. As you can see, it's very flimsy if it's not all together. But the problem is when you don't have this already pre-attached and you have to screw it in, it will fall apart. So I think if I can demo it, you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. These start to get a little looser. Perfect, okay, it didn't happen. But usually this whole thing falls apart and now you're spending an extra 10 minutes putting this back together. Taking a look at the IR remote that comes with the unit, we have a lot of settings here. So right away, one thing that we could do is to turn it on. You gotta point it at it. Sometimes the range is a little funky. It's on auto mode, but let me set it to red. You can match the background. So if I press the R, now it should change it. Sometimes it takes a few seconds. And then, as you can see on the remote, we do have a couple different options. So lots of different colors here. We'll try blue next. It's pretty quick, but then sometimes, like I've been pressing this G for green, but it still hasn't done anything. So if I go back up, it takes a few clicks. Welcome to our best practices. So we'd love to show you around the case that is optional for this, but we highly recommend it. On the far right side, you will see 8 outlets, which are where you're going to plug in the charging brick. We run that with Velcro ties and zip ties underneath the storage area, and then up into the 2 zones for the top and for the bottom. So what that really allows us to do is to store these safely, which you really have to do since they are precious. And then when they're back in the thing, you charge them up. Always have the lid open when you're charging it. That's just manufacturer recommendation so you don't start a fire. Plug in a quick IEC on the side, flip that switch on, and they're good to charge. These things charge super fast. I think for the most part, we usually charge them the day before. A couple of hours, you're ready to go. So outside of that, you also have a section down there for all the spare tools. You have the tripods, extra parts, and the remote. So there's not much else that you need. The build quality for this thing does kind of stink. The wheel's already broke, but we fixed it. So just keep that in mind. The case itself is sensitive on the outside, but on the inside, these things are protected perfectly. So definitely recommend this if you're going to get these Titan tubes. In conclusion, if you are looking to make the jump into a 360 light tube, this has to be the one. It's definitely worth $1,000, $1,200, whatever it is right now on their website. You can even talk to a supplier, talk to your boy, Rick Webb. I know he is a rep for these things, but I would definitely recommend it. They have some in the States. But if you're looking to make the jump, this is the one. Do not go drop $5 grand, $1,000, super entry level for these kind of lights. Definitely get the seal of approval from me. All right, everybody, that was our review of the Both Lighting USA Titan tubes. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll be back. Yeah. Whoa.